Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Daily Videodevo. Rene here, and I'm with one of my favorite people, Kyle Pitchford. And Kyle, you are the director of our college-age ministry of the Hub. You do amazing work with young adults. And you and your wife, Jessica, have such a great marriage and great family. And you were telling me something that applied to the message just from this last weekend. As you probably remember, we talked about 1 Corinthians 13:7. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. And we talked about what that means. And one of the implications is that when there's a gap between your expectation and somebody's behavior, you fill that gap by believing the best instead of assuming the worst. And that is just a relationship revolution. And Kyle was talking to me about that, and you said that when you had your marriage counseling, this actually came up too. Tell me a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, back then, I didn't really know fully what marriage was going to hold, but the best piece of advice I think that we received from the couple that was doing our premarital counseling was always assume your spouse has your best intentions in mind. And at the time, I mean, I thought it stood out to me a little because I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. And now being married for going on 4.5 years now, it's inevitable that I let my wife down at times, or that she's going to let me down at times from what I expect. Yeah. And just having that outlook to say, maybe I'm misunderstanding something, or maybe I don't know the whole story, and assuming that her intentions were to love me, and that somewhere, you know, again, my expectation was maybe different, or the same for her. And I think of it that way. I mean, I can't think of one time where I purposefully said, I'm going to try to hurt my wife today by deciding this or saying this. Again, I do let her down, but if we assume that they have our best intentions in mind, I think it just gives us this first of all, a good communication. It allows, it opens up conversation about when I feel like I misunderstood something, instead of jumping to the negative. But it also, I think, gives a more hopeful outlook on my relationship with my wife. So
love hopes all things, believes all things. So when there's that gap for you, assume the best, not the worst. Assume that your spouse or your child or your coworker, your friend, has the best motives at heart. And that's going to lead, as you said, to much more productive conversations and relationships that testify to the grace of God. Well, God bless you guys. You're going to have a great day.